Hi, I'm Carl Friesen, and this live is to help business professionals like consultants, engineers, architects, and lawyers. And in it, you're going to learn how you can get the attention of potential clients and show them you can meet their most pressing needs. And in this, you're going to learn about a term called newsjacking, which I'll explain, and then I'll tell you how you can use it. So I'm the founder of Thought Leadership Resources, and we help business professionals like you to get recognized for their expertise. And I do these Facebook Lives each Tuesday at 4 o'clock Eastern North American time. That's the same time zone as New York. So you can learn lots more through my free weekly resource, Your Expertise Edge, which gives you practical proven ideas on how you can build your professional profile. You can access this learning at bit.ly/yourexpertiseedge. That is bit.ly/yourexpertiseedge. So, as I said earlier, in this live, you'll learn how you can get the attention of potential clients and show them how you can meet their most pressing needs. And to see why that matters, try looking at the world from your client's point of view. So your clients need to stay current on news that affects them. Now, sometimes that might be a major bit of news, like, a product launch or a new law or something that's going to make a lot of really big, noisy headlines and hashtags. But often there are a lot of narrow news events out there that are going to affect them, maybe specific to their industry or a small part of their world. And it really can be hard for them to find reliable information on what I call narrow news, particularly recommendations on what they can do to avoid harm or gain some kind of a benefit. Like, they may be dealing with events outside of their real world. For example, let's say that there are new regulations passed in your part of the world on asbestos in the workplace. And you've heard about this because you happen to be a certified industrial hygienist. And those people exist. I work with quite a few of them actually over the years. But someone who owns and operates buildings wouldn't necessarily know much about that regulation, although they're going to have to meet it. So they will be looking for sound information, professionally generated information from someone like you. So if you can provide information they need, and that matches what they're looking for in their online searches, they're going to be paying attention because you're providing them with information that can help them meet a pressing need they're feeling right now. Because that information can be in a lot of different forms. It could be a blog post, it could be a video, it could be a white paper, maybe an article in a trade magazine. You could give a speech, maybe a workshop, or maybe a Facebook Live. It's whatever format your ideal client would like to see it in best. So to review what you've learned so far in this live, the people you want to reach need information that affects them. And they may have trouble finding information on narrow topics specific to them. And that may happen to be your area of expertise. So if you can create content based on that news, you sort of wrap your content around the news is one way I tend to look at it. They'll come to see you as someone who can help them. So now, let's go on to how you can create newsjacking content that shows your abilities to meet your ideal clients. So first of all, you need to be clear about what kind of news you're looking for. And I think it has to be news that meets 3 different criteria. First, it has to be news that's going to directly impact your client, otherwise they're not going to pay attention. And it's also best if it's narrowcast news, and that is news they're not going to be able to pick up in the Wall Street Journal or the Huffington Post. So it should be specific to their industry, stuff that's hard for them to find, because you're qualified to discuss this. Second, it should be news you have qualifications and the credibility to discuss. Now, going back to our asbestos management issue earlier, someone who is a certified industrial hygienist would probably be accepted by the client as having information and be someone they should reasonably listen to. And the third point about newsjacking content, it should be something you actually want to get known for because you want to work in that area. So say if you're a CIH, but you don't happen to want to work in asbestos contamination, maybe you focus on protecting workers from communicable diseases like the flu. Well, writing about asbestos contamination wouldn't really work very well for you. You should be actually generating content on maybe a topic like disease vectors as being a topic that would help you get where you want to go. So those 3 filters again. The news you choose should be something that will impact your client. It should be something which they're going to see you have some credibility to discuss. And third, it's something that actually matches your business plan. So how do you find this kind of news? Well, I think there are 2 ways to make this happen. One step is to follow your own professional news. So follow your own journals, your own association websites, and find out when there are going to be changes that are going to affect your clients. That's something you can then create content around. Don't follow really, really geeky ideas, but when there's something that has significant impact, that is going to increase their costs, or maybe it's going to slow production, or in some other way change the way they work, particularly increase their costs, that's something you're looking for. The second place you look for is in your client's world. So you read their client publications, you read their websites, and you go to their conferences, and you look at their conference programs. And so if you're, for example, working in the retail sector, maybe you're looking for effects of changes like automation and digitization, the skills gap, other changes. And you want to see where there's news that you want to be known for. And then you focus on those topics. So do you see the trend here? It has to be something they want to know about, but it also has to be something you want to be known about. That's rather important. Otherwise, there's not going to be a fit, right? So now we can take a look at how you actually design newsjacking content. And this can be if you're producing a blog post or a speech or an article, a white paper, an ebook, any other form of content. It all applies. The first point of newsjacking content is to describe the news event, making it clear why it happens, why it matters. So you might be able to say, this has potential to double the cost of some of the commodities you're buying. And that will get their attention. Because whatever it is your job to make sure your ideal client will pay attention. So you have to convince them that this is news that actually matters to them. And if they don't pay attention, they're going to miss out on an opportunity or they're going to get hurt. So that's what you have to emphasize in the first part. Get their attention first. The second point is to give some background and perspective on the news. Because remember, this is probably totally a different idea for them. They're not familiar with this stuff. It's from your world, not from theirs. So it may not be your client's area of expertise or knowledge. So you may need to provide some background and explanation, particularly describing why it matters to them, why they have to pay attention. And this gives you a chance to show some of the value that you add. Point number 3 of newsjacking content is to make your informed opinion based on your expertise and knowledge, how the situation is going to develop. And yeah, I'm asking you to go on a limb and make a prediction. But it's not really all that scary because, nobody's going to come back at you 5 years from now and say, hey, you said this wrong. You're making an informed opinion, and that's what they appreciate. A lot of clients would appreciate someone who's actually willing to make an informed judgment and set out, here's what I think. The fourth and final point of newsjacking content is to make some recommendations on how the client can either avoid a problem as a result of this news or gain some kind of benefit. Because there's almost no news happens anywhere that isn't bad news for some people and good news for other people. So any recommendations you can make will be helpful based on your knowledge. So just to repeat that 4-point outline. You first describe the news. You say what is, what happened. Second, you give some background and some explanation. What happened? The third, you make some projections as to what is going to happen. Like, how is this going to play out over time? So we got this new regulation. Okay, how is it going to be enforced? What is this going to do to the various industry players? And the fourth point is you make your recommendations on how they can either avoid harm or gain some kind of a benefit. So those are my ideas, how you can use narrowcast newsjacking to get the attention of your ideal clients. And you can learn, again, lots more. There, it's all for free. My free weekly resource, Your Expertise Edge, which gives a lot of practical, proven ideas that I've used. I've been applying these ideas for the last 15 years, helping my clients get published. So you can access this learning at bit.ly/Your Expertise Edge. That is bit.ly/Your Expertise Edge. So, I'll be doing these Facebook Lives every week, Thursdays, 4 o'clock Eastern North American time. That's the same time zone as New York. And these will include practical ideas on how you can get recognized for your expertise so you can get more of the work you love to do for clients that inspire you, and you can earn more. So, hope to see you next Tuesday, 4 o'clock Eastern New York time, and please invite other people who you think might benefit from these podcasts. Thank you.